These ain't glorified gang of prison stories, man. These is lived experiences. Welcome back to the Swing Glow Podcast Show. Dude, Rod Creep. It's an absolute pleasure to be back here at this roundtable amongst my roundtable family. Salute to everybody that's able to catch this live. Now, look, we've been having some technical issues here at the roundtable, so I want to let everybody know, man, if by chance the signal, if I drop signal, y'all don't leave. Stay posted. Don't go nowhere. Because I'm just going to leave out the system and come right back in. And we're going to, presume what we got cracking. You know what I mean? Now, look, man, let me say this before I jump into this video. If you haven't already did it, please take this opportunity now to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the Swing Glow Podcast Show. Do Rock Creep. I would greatly appreciate it. Hold on real quick, y'all. I got to make sure. Okay, my sound, everything is up. Yeah, I'm kind of thrown off a little bit, man, because like I said, we was having some technical issues, but, we're going to get through it how we get through it. You know what I'm saying? We're not here to make excuses. We just here to show up for the job. So again, like, comment, share, subscribe if you haven't already did it, man. I would greatly appreciate it. It helps us get further into the algorithm, and it won't cost you a dime. Make sure y'all hit the notification bell so when we drop a video or we do one of these lives like we're doing right now, you'll be right there front center. You won't miss a beat. You feel me? How everybody doing out there today, though, man? I'm gonna jump into the story. I'm gonna try to let a couple of more people jump in. You feel me? Let everybody, catch the beginning and the ending of the story. It ain't gonna be long. I'm not here to hold y'all. Shout out to everybody that's jumping in the chat. No, no votes. What up, Brody? Oh, no reparations, no votes. Shout out to you, man. What's happening with you, Brody? Jake Brown, what's happening, Brody? I see you. I see you. I send all love and respect to y'all. My beautiful Miss Golden. I see you, beautiful woman. Hey, I know I started off late. Like I said, we was having technical issues, man. My signal was going in and out. The last time I kind of spoke on this story, the same thing was happening. I wonder if that's something the universe trying to tell me. Nah, man, you don't need to share that story with them. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know, man. I'll be thinking like that sometimes when certain things be happening. J Dub SGV, what's up with you, my Brody? I appreciate you for tapping in, man, making it live. Man, shout out to everybody, all the roundtable family, man. Salute to all of y'all. You feel me? But yeah, man, like I said, the technical issues, it kind of threw me off just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? However, like I said, if by chance my signal drop while we're on this live, don't none of y'all go nowhere. Smoke something. Take a smoke break, take a drink break or something. You feel me? Until I pop right back in if we go out. In the midst of me getting ready to tell y'all this story on a guy that I was in a cell with who was a serial unaliver, right? A serial unaliver. And boy, oh boy, oh boy, man. We're gonna jump into it in a minute, man. You feel me? How everybody doing out there though, man? How the chat doing? I got messages up here real quick. Give everybody some shine. Hope everybody is being a blessing and living within their blessings. You feel me? It's critical that we do that, man. While we can. You feel me? Appreciate what you got. Appreciate what's in your life, man, and don't get overwhelmed by what you don't got. Because what you don't got, eventually you will get, with persistence. You know what I mean? And you know, that's why I always say we don't make excuses here at this round table. You know what I'm saying? For any misfortune, any misgivings, or any of that, we don't make no excuses. It's a million and one things that I can come and complain about at this round table, but I don't. You feel me? And definitely one thing that see, and that's why I always say I try to highlight out all the blessings. Because guess what? Everybody ain't gonna be as blessed as you are right now in this moment, no matter where you at in stage in life. You can be doing bad in your eyes, in your opinion, but to the next person that's doing less than you, they looking at you like you got it all together, and you barely making it. See, it's perception. It's perception of what other people is on the outside looking at. You feel me? But when you are on the inside, you ain't got time to look out there because you too busy trying to guard your, your sacred ground. I know I don't. If I'm looking at everybody, what everybody else is doing or not doing, their successes, their failures, or whatnot, right? And I'm allowing that to stunt my growth, then I'm the one that's losing all the way around because I'm not paying attention to what I need to be paying attention to. You feel me? And that's that's advice that I would like to extend to anybody, man. Stay in your lane. You feel me? Stay focused, keep working, stay persistent. You feel me? And don't pay attention to ongoing traffic. You feel me? No reparations, no votes. Yeah, can't complain. Do you think all the OGs locked up could stop the violence in the streets and save our people? If so, this could change the game for our people. Oh, that's a great question. I believe this. No reparations, no pay. I believe this, man. I think there's a lot of crucial and critical voices in all these communities that have any issues as far as with the youth, and gang membership and all that, right? I believe it's influential people in every community, man, that can be a lot more boisterous on the positive side than they ever would on the negative, especially a lot of the OGs that's locked up. You feel me? You got to think about this, bro. I wasn't an OG when I got locked up. I became that as time came and went. You feel me? And 30 years, 31 years then passed by. Now, I guess I'm considered that, right? But in my humble opinion, an OG is somebody that's you don't place yourself in a position. You feel me? You're basically anointed into that position. You feel me? It's a born position. It ain't something that you place yourself in. And once you are given that position, right, then it's all about what you can give back to the village. Something of worth. People want promise. They want a promise that their family not gonna be harmed, they won't be harmed, their kids won't be harmed, their women won't be harmed, their businesses won't be harmed, their homes won't be harmed, their properties, any of that. They want promises to these things. You feel me? That's what the people in the village want. So if you are placed in a position of rank of that village, they're gonna be expecting those promises to be delivered to them in some capacity as an OG. And if you can't, make good on those expectations from the village, then they're going to move you out the way and place somebody else in that position that's capable of delivering those promises to them as an OG. You feel me? So I feel like it's a lot of OGs that's locked up, that's incarcerated, that have real strong voices that can actually do a lot more good and positive for the community just based on everything that they may have went through while incarcerated. and aging into an elder version of themselves, just with more knowledge. When you are forced to sit down, you would be surprised at how far you can expand your brain. I never thought in a million years growing up, as much as me and school didn't get along, how much knowledge I would obtain by being incarcerated, being forced to sit down, and being forced to read books, because that was my only form of entertainment during a lot of those times of incarceration, when prison was prison. See, in this day and age, when you go on lockdown in prison, it's what, a week at the most, 10 days at the most, right? In comparisons to back when I first came in, we was on lockdown for 15 months, damn near 2 years of lockdown. So if you don't learn something throughout the tribes of going through that type of mental warfare as an OG, then what good would you ever be to anybody? You, your family, your kids, your community, what good would you be to anybody? So yeah, I believe that there's qualified voices that's incarcerated, OGs. I'm saying OGs, the dudes that's been around. You feel me? I talk to them all the time. I know a whole bunch of them. You feel me? Try having a conversation with somebody who was on death row for the last 20 something years. You would be surprised. You would be surprised. And then you wouldn't. Depends on what mentality type you run across that was, faced with that mental warfare of being on death row. San Quentin, San Quentin State Prison on death row. You feel me? Get to know somebody that has been through that. Get to know somebody who's been locked down like me for 30 something years. 98% of that time on all level fours. Through this war, this gang fight, that gang fight, you name it. You feel me? So yeah, man, I believe the OGs definitely will have a very critical voice to the community out there. You feel me? Um, if especially if they feel like uh they would have the opportunity to, you know, voice their opinions about certain things, of course. You feel me? But yeah, man, so yeah, I'm gonna jump into this little story, man. All right. Now, I get to High Desert State Prison, right? High Desert State Prison is north of Nevada, right? You got to leave out of California and then exit back into California through some little hick city, right? In order to get to this prison. It's deep up in the mountains, way up in the mountains, right? So anyway, I get there, and the first person I end up in the cell with was this guy by the name of Psycho Mike, right? Now, Psycho Mike was a non-affiliate, right? A non-affiliate being, he wasn't a Crip, he wasn't a Blood, he wasn't a Bay Area, he was just a dude locked up, a black guy locked up, right? But he was from the city of Inglewood, right? Hold on real quick, y'all. Ain't going nowhere. But Psycho Mike, Psycho Mike was from the city of Inglewood, right? Now, up on meeting him, let's see if my light is all right. That's a little better. Okay, up on meeting him when I get in the cell with Psycho Mike, right? Um, my first impression of him was he was the type of person that uh up on meeting you, right? he would come off to you kind of like strange, right? Just based on I don't know. I be trying to figure some people out, right? Because some people prison incarceration affects them differently. You feel me? And some people just become burnt out from being locked up away from civilization for too long, right? Some people seriously just become burnt out. Okay, with this dude, he seemed like that, like he was kind of burnt out, and then he was also the type of person like for instance, like when I first met him, I shook his hand, yeah, all right, bro, whoa, 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 wham, right? And he's the type of person he's gonna like stare at you just a little too long, right? That y'all shake hands and all this and that, y'all do all the meet and greet stuff, right? He gonna be staring at you just a little too long, and it's you gonna look like, damn, this dude's still staring at me, like what's going on with this? Like kind of strange. So anyway, I was in a cell with Psycho Mike probably for about a month or so, right? And during that time of me being in the cell with this guy, we ended up going on a lockdown for something. And this was one of the lockdowns where they was coming to search the whole facility, right? So bam, he tell me before they come search, he said, look, I want to show you something. He like, I always do this anytime they come do a search like this. He like, I always pull these pictures out and it stops them in their tracks. So I'm like, pictures? I'm like, what pictures? So he pulled these pictures out, right? This dude got a stack of autopsy pictures of the people that he unalived. The people lives that he took, he has autopsy pictures of them, of their bodies cut up, right? You know how they slit you all the way down here, and then they slit you like that, and they pull your face and all that. So all you see is your skull and all that. He had all those pictures, bro, right? Of this body busted all up, busted all down like that, right? And one of the dudes, now he was a serial killer, right? One of the people that he ended up killing, I believe, was his friend, right? Why he did it, I don't know. But this first dude, he ended up it. In all honesty, it looked like he tortured the dude before he actually just ended him, right? Because from the pictures that he showed me, the dude had like, bro, I swear to God, right? If you ever went to a meat factory and you seen how they be chopping the meat down and all that, right? It looked like he did this to this human being, this dude, right? Because he had a big old cut in his leg. Now look, for one, after he take this dude's life, he take his body and ball it all up, right? And stuff it in the passenger seat floorboard in the car, in this dude's own car, in his own car, right? When he ended, he take the body and shove it down in the floorboard in the passenger seat of this dude's car. And they got pictures of this. Of the dude balled up. He got these pictures. And you can see all the cuts where he was cutting this dude's leg open to the down to the bone. You could see the meat and all this, right? The bro, it looked like he took a hacksaw to this dude, bro, and just lost his mind, just went crazy. This is how graphic this stuff was. But the dude's body is balled up in the passenger side of the car on the floorboard. So he's driving this dude car around smoking a blunt. He's driving this dude's car around that he just unalived, smoking a blunt, right? Then after he take this dude's life, He cut him all up, stabbed him all up real bad, bro. Right? That's how the dude died. So bam. After he do that to him, he get one of his girlfriends, right? Take her, strangle, and cut her up. Got pieces of her body in the trunk of the car. And he's just driving around in the same car where he got the other body stuffed in the floorboard of the car. And he just did this to his girlfriend, bro. Got pieces of her body in the trunk, right? And he's going about his day, just driving around, just normal. Now, different places that he was stopping throughout the day, I guess they was tracking his movements. You feel me? Some of his movements, I guess, was on camera, and they was tracking it. So different places that they knew that he went to, they taking photographs of all this. He'll stop, he'll smoke another blunt, he was drinking, right? And as he smoked and drunk, he'll put that stuff down right there, right? They taking pictures of all his stops and all this stuff. Miss Golden say, I know you were scared. Hey, Miss Golden, look, I'm gonna get to that. So bam, anyway, he ended up unaliving 3 people that day. Right? So he got autopsy photographs of all these people, all chopped up, right? So he telling me, he like, yeah, so when they come search, he like, this is what I always pull out, and I lay these pictures all around the cell, right? So when he pulled these pictures out, I'm looking at these pictures, and I'm looking at him, and he's standing there. He's not looking at me. He's looking at the pictures with like like a smile, but like he was like in a daze thinking about it. You feel me? And I'm looking at this dude like this fool crazy as I don't know what, right? I'm looking at these pictures, bro. That was the nastiest cold. Now look, I know y'all probably know some killers. You know what I mean? Y'all probably done ran across a few of them in y'all lifetime, right? I'm pretty sure we all have. You know, I've heard different stories on dudes doing different things and all that, right? But bro, like when you this ain't something that this dude sat down and talked to me about, right? He proudly pulled those pictures out, gave them to me along with the police reports and all that, right? Hey, go ahead and read it, man. Take your time with it. Take your time with it. Go ahead and read it. He like, yeah, but I wanted to show you these pictures because this what I and Miss Golden, right? She said, I know you were scared. Now look, this dude, he was the dude on the yard, right? In our building, they used to fix on everybody's stuff, right? So the police would let him, he would you would come inside our cell, right? This fool would have like 4 or 5 TVs in there, all of them busted open as different as parts all over the cell, right? Because he would fix people's stuff and he would charge them to fix their stuff, right? But just imagine, I'm looking at all this shit as a weapon, right? The TV, the parts, it's metal pieces up in the TVs. This fool got metal parts, and on top of that, he had, man, hey. So when I see the photographs, oh yeah, ain't no way I'm gonna be sleeping hard up in there. You feel me? And I don't know. And the first dude he knocked down was his own friend. Yeah, I wouldn't sleep. I'd never sleep hard anyway. But a psychopath like that, oh, no, he had the right name, Psycho Mike. But look, as I'm looking through these pictures, like I said, the autopsies, the body is busted. They all was already cut up from what he did to him, right? But the bodies is all cut up, split open. You feel me? Then, on some of the stab wounds that have went through the people, right? They put these little rod things. They got these little rods. They do that for stab victims and gunshot victims. If they pass away and they do the autopsy, like wherever the bullet traveled through, they got these plastic things that'll go all the way through that hole wherever the bullet traveled. But the plastic things is gonna be sticking out your body from the beginning, and then the other half is gonna go wherever the bullet exited at, right? So the body got all these things sticking out of it and it's busted over. Oh man, hey, if y'all need any type of any type of visual graphics of what I'm talking about, go look at Faces of Death. Have any of y'all ever seen Faces of Death? Right? Because they show autopsies on that. It's probably like Faces of Death is probably like a 7 to 8 part series. You feel me? But watch the first, I'm gonna say the first 4 Faces of Death. They show autopsies, bro. And I'm telling you, it don't get no graphic than that. Miss Golden said, and his girl. Yeah, yeah. I believe he had like a cold he felt a certain type of way towards women. Just from what I gathered, having conversations in the cell with him during that little time I was in the cell with him. You feel me? Yeah. Oh damn. Damu Rob is my boy channel. What's up, Brody? I send love to you as always. Salute to you, man. My boy Beach Boy, shout out to you, man. Long Beach's finest. Sending love to you as always, Brody. No reparations, no votes. Said, yeah, I've seen it. So you know what the autopsy, you know what I'm talking about then. You feel me? Hey, bro, bro. When they peel that it's crazy how they do the human body. I know the once the soul leaves, it's nothing but a shell. I understand that, right? But I look at myself now and I'm like, this is how they gonna do you when you die? Like, man, all those years of us taking care of ourselves, working out, eating and living healthy, and then when you go, you get broke down like that. That's nasty work. He said there's a new series out now, bruh, called Dexter, a story about serial unalive. Dexter, hey, Dexter was actually a TV show before it blew up the way that it did, and it was so graphic they had to take it off TV. That's when I first started watching Dexter, right? Cold. That's a hey, damn, you just gave me something good for me and Miss Golden to go check out. Miss Golden be on that. Yeah, Dexter's a classic. Miss Golden say Dexter's a classic. It really is. Hey man, but y'all see these serial killers on TV, right? But to actually meet one, to actually meet a person, it's crazy. You standing there talking to these people when it's like, and some be humble. You feel me? I remember when I was in the LA County Jail, right? I ain't gonna say this person's name, right? But I talked about him before. However, I remember being in the cell, right? This when we was in the state module in Los Angeles County Jail, right? Bam, I remember being in the cell and um I remember looking up on the wall and I see these drawings. It was like 4 or 5 different drawings on the wall, right? And I remember one of the drawings had a knife going through a female's head, right? And then it was like a gang of different little drawings of different acts of violence, right? So I remember looking at that every day and one day finally tripping on it and asking this person, like, man, what's up with these drawings up here on the wall anyway? What's up with this? Right? And it was another homie in there with us, right? He was like, oh, I drew that. I said, huh? He's like, yeah, I drew that, man. He said, that's about that. He's talking about this person case, right? So every little thing that he could remember of his victim suffering, he had the homie draw it up on the wall, right? So the knife going through the female head, this fool shot this female about 10 times, stabbed her in the head just as many times, right? And she didn't die, right? He killed, it was three people. Two of them passed away, one lived, right? But how they last moments was, he had the homie draw this up on the wall. So I never knew until finally this day I asked. I'm like, what's up with this stuff on the wall, bro? And they told me. I'm like, what? And bro, that did the stuff, he just sitting there just like with a smirk on his face. I'm like, man, I'm gonna wash all that trash off the wall. You crazy as hell, right? No, don't leave my drawings there, man. Leave my drawings there. That just remind me every day. I'm like, this fool stupid as I don't know what, bro. But you got them like that. You got them like that, man. I've run across some cold ones. You know, yeah, okay, a person to catch one. You know, some probably two. You feel me? But three, four, five, six. Just recently, I ran across one. He had probably five that he was charged with, right? And all his, I ain't gonna say his name, but all his homies, all his homies was like, man, that's what he's known for. They only got him for five. He got way more than that. All his homies know this. He was on death row. He ended up coming down. I dealt with him every day. Just from his demeanor and how he carry himself, you would never in a million years think that, he was who he was. You feel me? No reparations, no pay. Said, how was Mike able to walk the yard with his girlfriend on his case like that? Mike? Who you talking about? Which Mike? Which Mike you talking about? No reparations, no vote. Oh, Psycho Mike? Oh, um, because for one, he was a non-affiliate, right? So he was skating, bro. What was throwing everybody off was the actual unalivings. That's what was just throwing everybody off because he didn't have no problem with showing those pictures to the nobody. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have no problems from nobody. Psycho Mike, yeah. And that was, you know, see the tricky thing about that is domestic disputes happen all the time. You feel me? So how can you determine if this was a back and forth between him and her and she caught the short end of the stick? You don't never know. Now, if it's just some all out, if he would have graped her or um, and it was proven like that, then yeah. But you feel me? You have domestic disputes all the time from both sides. You feel me? You also have this. This is another thing that people be tripping on, right? Or even forget to mention or bring up, right? Is you have gang bangers. And you will hear gang members all the time brag about how young they started gang bang, right? Oh, I started when I was 12 years old. I started when I was 13 years old, right? You always hear those numbers. So just imagine you being, well, like I said, Jada, if it's domestic, how can you hold a person accountable for shit? It was a dude. I ain't gonna say where he was from, right? But he was in prison for killing his girl. And really, the only people that held him responsible for that was the people from where he was from. But then they ended up calling off what they had on him. You feel me? So you have dudes. Unfortunately, you have dudes that have. But I'm great. That's a whole different issue. You feel me? So that's what I say is it's tricky, bro. But damn, what was I saying, man? Hey, I look at it like this, Jada, killing a woman, hitting a woman, or any of that, right, should definitely be frowned upon. You feel me? But you know you have people that be in some weird relationships with each other, bro, where they are, harming each other and won't leave. You feel me? That's just like somebody coming to tell me, a female coming to tell me that her dude is putting his hands on her. I go beat him up for her, but she go right back to him after I beat him up. You know what I'm saying? You have stuff like that going back and forth. The domestic thing, that's is tricky. Now, if you just going around just unaliving women, then yeah, people gonna get on your helmet. But just you and your woman, that's you know that's some domestic type stuff. Hi, hey J Dub, how do you feel that should be taken care of though? Being that if it's a domestic situation, you feel me, and everybody around them know that they relationship is weird like that. You feel me? How you think that situation should play out? Let's just say the woman harmed the dude. Y'all jump in the chat, man, get active. But yeah, man, the other dude, that had drew the pictures up on the wall though, you know, that was crazy within itself. Very, very telling. You feel me? Of where his mind state and mentality was after doing what he did. No reparations, no votes. Say, do you know Damian Porter? Me and him was together in prison. What about him? Good content creator. I want to know this though, man. If y'all would have been in the cell with Psycho Mike, and he pulled those pictures out of those autopsies, how would y'all have taken that? Oh, I mean, yeah, but to to finished that, right? Jada, he pulled the pictures out. Oh, okay, okay, that's what's up. No reparations. Um, he pulled those pictures out, right? Yeah, he was foaming at the mouth. He like I said, had a strange look while I was sitting there looking at him, right? But that was his way of, you know, that's true, Beach Boy. You throw that up on the board. That's very true. But yeah, dude was pulling them pictures out, bro, for shock value. You know what I'm saying? Because he telling me he do that every time they would come search the cell. Being that he had all that stuff, different people's TVs and all these different ports and all this stuff, right? So typically when they come search like that, they're gonna turn the cell upside down, looking for whatever, right? I knew dudes that did all kind of crazy stuff doing those searches, right? When they knew that the police was gonna come, right? Him, he pulled them pictures out and laid them all around the cell. So when the police come in and they see all these dead bodies on these pictures, it stops them and it messes them up, right? And during that time, when they came and they searched, I promise you, they did not touch nothing was out of place in our cell. Nothing. So I guess in that respect, it worked. However, that ain't something that I would ever do because it's just weird, bro. You know what I'm saying? Weird. He did that. I knew another dude. It was an old dude, crazy as I don't know what. Each and every time, this when I was in Calipatria State Prison. Each and every time he found out that we was going on lockdown and getting searched and all that, right? This dude, on the day when he knew they was coming in, he would take a boo boo, get a rag, and get the boo boo and smear it all over his walls inside his cell. Actual boo boo, his own boo boo. He would take it and smear it all over the walls, all in the cell, right? And then have stuff just threw all about inside the cell, right? I BS you not. They one time they threatened to write him up for that. You know what I mean? Because in their guideline book, you're supposed to be clean at all times. That right there, that's out of bounds. That's an issue, right? But the old dude didn't give no F's. He did this each and every time they searched. They'd be in and out that thing so fast, coming out holding their nose. I just seen people walking there about to they're gagging, about to throw up. You feel me? And I asked him one day. I said, hey, OG. I said, hey man. I said, people be telling me you be doing some crazy stuff when they be searching. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. You goddamn right. You goddamn right. I put shit all over the goddamn walls. You goddamn right. Fuck the police. Fuck CDC. This is just how he talked, right? He always sounded drunk, crazy as I don't know what. I promise you, right? And hated the COs. So anytime that he knew that they was going to come search, he would put boo boo all over his walls. They'd be in and out that thing so fast, no BS. Oh, a defense mechanism to try to scare someone. I mean, yeah, you got dudes that do that too, right? But see, this is the thing, man. Uh, if you are easily intimidated by other individuals that is in the same predicament with you, then you already lose it. Everybody is in prison for something. You can be in jail for 50 unalive. You can be in jail for one. Doesn't matter. It's the same nature. And none of that stuff is nothing to brag about anyway. I tell y'all all the time, prison is not a badge of honor. You feel me? Catching them stupid ass cases, that's not a badge of honor. That all that do is sit you down for a whole bunch of time that you would never be able to get back. It's not a badge of honor, man. So don't ever think because you know I tell these stories about these dudes. That's how I look at them because I don't. You feel me? It's crazy situations that I have been in. You feel me? That was beyond my control. I couldn't help that they put me in the cell with Psycho Mike. I had that's when I got off the prison bus, right? The first day stepping on that yard in that building, that's the first cell I went in. And just so happened he was a person that did what he did, right? Like I said, and we wasn't in the cell together that long for like a month. I did learn some things from him while being in there from him. Like I said, he used to fix on everybody's stuff. So I learned a little bit about fixing on a little bit of electronics here and there. I picked up some. I always pick up stuff from different people. You feel me? That's one I picked up from a serial unalive. You feel me? But yeah, man, this prison is not a badge of honor, man. Nothing about it is a badge of honor. Nothing is cool about it. You feel me? We don't glorify prison. I'm in it right now and can't go nowhere. When this camera cut off, y'all gonna go about y'all night. Y'all gonna go about the rest of y'all day, right? And guess where I'm gonna be at? Right here in the cell, not going nowhere. Sitting, plotting, and planning with my beautiful, beautiful woman, my beautiful co-host, Miss Golden, on the next show, on the next what we doing next, like we always do. You feel me? And we try to stay in, on point as we possibly can, as far as not selling our souls, going after the what's in the headlines on YouTube and all that stuff, man. You feel me? That's easy to do if you chasing numbers like that. And again, the numbers are nice. Don't get me wrong. You feel me? But I'm humble. I'm humble at the pace that we going. It ain't tanking. It ain't going down. And we keeping it real. We keeping it authentic. You feel me? And because of that realness, some people don't have, I've run across resistance here and there. You feel me? I probably told a story or two that people didn't like or wasn't feeling because they was portrayed a certain way in the story. However, my truth is my truth. Your truth can be your truth. You feel me? At the end of the day, it's history that I'm putting on the channel to help other people. It ain't to reignite no wars and nothing like that. I'm not here for that. However, I'm not scared of it either. I'm just not stupid. You feel me? I would rather much, be embraced than ostracized. You get ostracized, man, for having a bad spirit. And we try to keep our spirits bright and clean over here, supportive, and moving in a positive direction, good, beautiful energy. You feel me? Nobody that sit at this round table right here amongst our round table family come with no envy. We are all humble people. Look how we communicate with each other every time we pull up to this round table. There's no envy. There's no room for it. Why would I ever invite it? And as soon as I see it, a smither of it, you out of here. Or better yet, I'll be out of there. I would exit your life like a ghost in the night. You feel me? Straight up. But yeah, man, we into building over here, man. We're not into destroying. The destruction in all honesty, is my reality. Right? And part of my reality is sharing that with y'all so that y'all don't become part of my reality, my current reality, being that I'm in prison. I try to help to keep y'all away from this, being cooped up in the cell. You have to play cat and mouse with the police over a punk ass cell phone. Over a cell phone? I'm not committing no crimes. I would never in a million years encourage anybody to go in no community and commit no crime. Man, I want y'all to build y'all communities, if anything. And building don't always mean financial. It can mean simply making a video like this, encouraging the next person to do something, constructive, rather than destroy themselves, their community, and the people in it. You feel me? For sure, Beach Boy, man. You already know, Brody. You already know, man. I can't do it no other way, man. You feel me? I can't, bro. I've I've seen people, right, be envious of. I was just telling my girl Miss Golden this, right? Be envious. People that's on the outside looking in is envious of the people that they looking in on, but the people that they looking in on is struggling daily. And it ain't a struggle that's necessarily about finances. It can be mental, it can be physical, it can be spiritual. You got people that's struggling. Ain't nobody perfect, ain't nobody walking no perfect path because you're on the outside looking in. I always say I can't come to work and complain. I just show up. Regardless of what trials and tribulations that I face on a daily basis, I just show up. And I'm thankful and blessed to be able to show up. You feel me? Everybody don't have the wits, the courage, the insight, the knowledge, to be able to jump in front of the camera, man, and be consistently on pace with their push. You're gonna see some type of flaw in it that's gonna show you like, nah, they really like on some real bull, that's trying to camouflage as being a real one, but they not. You feel me? And y'all real just like I am, man. You're gonna be able to see through all the fake and perpetrating and all that. The real haters. G Bravado, what's happening, Brody? I see you, man. Salute to you. I send my love to you as always, homie. For sure. Appreciate you for making the live, man. Feel me? Got all the whole roundtable family here popping out tonight. Up. There go my boy Wizard. That's my bro. Shout out to my bro Wizard, man. Shout out to all of Australia as well. You feel me? That's the extended family out there, man. You feel me? Much love to you, Wiz. For real, for real. But yeah, man, y'all got the store. Bro said that Damian Porter push unity. That's beautiful. You feel me? I believe all of us that's of age that has been through whatever struggles that we went through in our life should be on that. You feel me? It's time to, it's time for us, man. Time is going winding down. You feel me? We're not aging backwards. So you got to start making whatever time you got left on earth, you got to make that count for something. J-Dub say Damian Porter hates white people. Ha ha. Yeah, he's entitled to like or dislike whoever he want, right? To each his own. Feel me? But you know, Yeah, to each his own, man. He entitled to that. Everybody ain't gotta like everybody. Feel me? That's right, man. My bro Wizard, man. He said, we all love you and Nas. We know legit when we see it. For sure, man. Likewise. For real, for real. But yeah, man, hey, we gotta start making this stuff count for something, man. You feel me? Can't just be hooting and hollering, and especially as an elder, that shit just sound crazy. You feel me? Plus, I like I said, I always shout my moms out. You feel me? Because I know that despite you know the predicament that I'm currently in by being in prison, you know, the things that I've been able to accomplish, with just simply just utilizing my time correctly, and investing my time in the things that matter to me, and the things that I know that I've been able to make in small impacts, you know, on is through the things that I've been able to accomplish, just by being able to have a cell phone. See, you got different people that do different things with a cell phone in prison. Some dudes sit and watch porn sites all day. Some sports all day. You feel me? Or whatever they into all day, right? Me is business. Me is staying connected to my family that I'm connected to, staying connected to the world. You feel me? And allowing the world to see that I'm greater than anything that these people can ever paint me to be. You feel me? I'm not a one-dimensional gang member. When my mom's had me, she didn't have a one-dimensional gang member. She had her son. You feel me? And then as time went on, I just picked up all the habits that I ended up picking up. And that's just, the way that the course was dealt. However, that don't mean the game is over with. You feel me? So you might get a bad shuffle, but the game ain't never over, bro. That's right, J Dub, man. I appreciate that, bro. Shout out to my moms, man. She watching. You feel me? She watching. She be tapped in. Moms be well tapped in everything. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, um, I'm glad that I finally been able to create something that she can be proud of, though. You know, instead of allowing other people to highlight out all my screw ups, and which there has been many. I admit that, but uh, growing into an elder man, though, it's a whole lot more to me than just those screw ups, bad decisions, and you know, placing myself in the wrong environments around the wrong people. It's a lot more to me than that. Feel me? And hopefully, I've been able to introduce me appropriately to my roundtable family, man. You're gonna get nothing but real here. What you see is what you get, what you get. Just like I swear, I promise you, man, I can bring a million of my homies on here, right? And just how I talk to y'all, how I'm talking to y'all right now, just like how I talk to y'all, I sit and I talk to them the same way every day. The same demeanor, the same composure, the same temperament, the same everything. When I sit and I'm chilling with my bro now, man, I talk to them the same exact way. We kick around whatever we kicking around. You feel me? You know, they bring different things to me, man, and we just vibe off of, whatever. You feel me? But the overall conversation, it'd be the same. You feel me? It's easy to have company when y'all are of like minds. People that's not scared to allow themselves to grow, people that's not afraid to allow themselves to learn something, to want to learn. You feel me? It's 2026, man. It's not cool being stupid no more. I know back in the days, some of us probably made it seem like it was cool to be stupid, because we did a whole bunch of stupid things, probably said a whole bunch of stupid things, got in a whole bunch of stupid stuff, right? But at the end of the day, man, it ain't cool being stupid, man. I encourage you to be educated as you possibly can. Point blank, period. Hold on, y'all. Let me see. I ain't going nowhere, man. I'm checking this stuff. But anyway, man, yeah, man, we got to start making this stuff count for something, man. For real, for real. Something. That's why when I bring these stories to y'all, I bring these stories to y'all, so I can take y'all in a time space, right? Kind of like a time travel back in time, uh, placing you in a cell with a psycho Mike, right? With a psycho Mike, somebody that had all these autopsies of all these people he underlined, bodies and stuff all cut up. That was the first time I had seen something like that. You feel me? And I done seen dudes do a lot of stuff, right? And just like bro said, that was probably like a defense mechanism for him to be pulling them things out because he probably felt intimidated. You got dudes that would stunt like that too. However, again, right? You trying to intimidate another person that's in the same predicament as you are is baseless. You feel me? Because again, 1 or 50, it's still the same nature. It don't matter. You feel me? But to place y'all in this space with a psycho mic where you have to lay your head at every day. You feel me? And you placed a lot of faith, man, in you know what I'm saying, in who you are, and you know, being around somebody, hope don't flip out one day. And I mean, like I said, he did unalive his friends. So, like I told y'all about the other dude, I woke up, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. This fool pacing around back and forth in the cell, back and forth, and he got a knife in his hand. He's sweating. He looked like he jumped out of the pool. 3 o'clock in the morning, I wake up. I had my head under the blanket. So I look and I see the light, the bright light. I'm like, what the hell is this? Right? So then I see him pacing. I'm on the top bunk, so I see the top of his head. He pacing back and forth in the cell, back and forth. But he got a big knife in his hand. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. Right? So when I jump up and I look and I seen that knife in his hand, I'm like, man, what you doing? Right? Yeah, I told y'all that story, bro. So hey, being in those situations, you know, it's that's not normal. That's not normal, man. That's not normal. So when I tell y'all I'm gonna have to seek some type of therapy after prison, after being in closed off small spaces like that with people 3 o'clock in the morning, bro. No reparation said, damn, 3 in the morning, 3 in the morning, bro. With a knife in his hand, sweating like he jumped out of pool. 3 in the morning. Eyes was all red and you know what I'm saying? He looked crazy. Straight up. So yeah, man, being able to place y'all in those times, giving you the visuals that I'm giving y'all about these people, man, it's hey, take these videos in, man. Take them in, inhale it, send it off to some people, share it to some people, man. You know, they might be going through something. They might be thinking stupid and be ready to jeopardize their freedom, you know, and go out and do something stupid, put themselves in the jail or in the prison. And next thing you know, they in the cell with somebody like a Psycho Mike or the other dude that drew all the pictures up on the cell wall of his victim's last moment alive. I looked at that shit every day, like tripping, like, because I didn't know what it was until finally after looking at it and, oh, man, what is this? And they told me, I'm like, wow. No reparations. Say tough spot. Stay free, stay free, people. Hey, facts. You feel me? And that's the moral of the story. That's always the moral of the story, to keep you people free from this. You know, a lot of people, a lot of different podcasters, such as a Damian Porter, who was in prison and got out and is now doing podcasting, and 16 in life, also who's been in prison, got out and is doing podcasting. Right? They tell y'all all these great stories about the times that when they was in prison, the things that they seen, the people they've been around, and all that. Right? Beautiful, wonderful, great stories. Right? I fell into that lane too. Right? The only difference is I didn't make it to the other side like they had yet. I'm still living in it. You feel me? Thankfully for them, you know, it was a blessing that they got their freedom and they out, and you know, they back to living their life. That's a blessing, thankfully. You know, shout out to them. But I'm still living it. You feel me? That is still, you know, trying to bring something of worth to y'all. You know what I'm saying? That at least can be considered to be on, you know, the same level as them great podcasters. You feel me? But real, always authentic. You feel me? And put no extras on it. Yeah, man. I got to be careful out there though, man. For real. Got to be careful. Do not compromise your freedom. Do not compromise your safety. Because at the end of the day, can't nobody govern you better than you. And when it's all said and done, if you do make a bad decision, you're gonna be kicking yourself in the butt. You can't kick nobody else in the butt. Because guess what? You're gonna be the one that's sitting inside the cell doing the time. Not nobody else that you're gonna try to place blame on. Hey, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that for real, for real. Bro say, man, these dudes are J Cats. Keep pushing your ish coming home, brother. I appreciate that, bro. For real, for real. And that's definitely where my mind space is at. You feel me? We all feel like it's just a matter of time, and now the clock is ticking. The clock is ticking down. It's counting down. You feel me? And we're gonna be ready to enter into that next stage of freedom. You feel me? And you know, it's just the waiting process, unfortunately. You feel me? But I definitely, my case is definitely back in court. My next court date is actually what is this, May? Next month. Next month, people. So roundtable family prayers. And y'all, hey, and that's another thing too, man. Um, I wanted all y'all to know when that journey come of me making the transition of exiting prison and entering back into free society, y'all gonna all be there to witness it. You feel me? All y'all gonna witness it all. Y'all gonna witness every single move that I make. I promise you, because we turning everything into a documentary. You feel me? And yeah, man, I got a lot of plans. We traveling and all that. Feel me? I'm making my way out to Australia, definitely. Making my way out to London, definitely. Making my way out to some of these other states, definitely. I never traveled before. I never left California. The only time I left California was on a prison bus. On a prison bus. That's the only time I left California. Ain't that crazy? But yeah, we definitely gonna travel. Definitely gonna get out there, man. But yeah, I'm finna get ready to wrap this thing up, man. I've held y'all up long enough. I appreciate y'all time. I appreciate y'all patience, man. Understand, and I'm glad that the reception didn't go out on us. That's definitely a blessing. You feel me? Real for real. But it's definitely been a pleasure, man, being able to pull back up to this round table amongst my round table family, man. For real, for real. Y'all the ones that make it worth it. Feel me? But yeah, I'm finna get on up out of here, man. Let y'all get back to the rest of y'all night. I appreciate y'all time. Thank you again. Again, like, comment, share, and subscribe to the Swang Low Podcast Show. Do Rock Creek, man. If you haven't already did it, and if you have, hey, welcome to the family. I appreciate having you all, man. Salute to all of y'all. You feel me? You did not choose wrong, man. You feel me? This round table family is getting bigger, stronger every day. Every day we growing and getting stronger, and that's a blessing. I appreciate it. You feel me? Like, comment, share, and subscribe if you haven't already did it. Again, thank you all. But yeah, I'm gonna get up out of here, man. Y'all take care. Y'all stay safe out there. Let the people that's in your life know that you love and appreciate them while you can, man, because tomorrow is promised to none of us. So take advantage of time while time is on our side. You feel me? That's real. But on that note, I'm up out of here, man. Y'all take care. Till the next time we meet at this round table. I love all y'all. Triple gang.